Welcome back to World Dairy Expo 2019 here at the Alliant Energy Center grounds in Madison. I'm the fabulous Farm Babe Pam Yankee indoors in the expo hall with my friends from DeLaval again this year. They're in exhibit hall 3011 through 3315. You know, we talk a lot about the technology that DeLaval produces for dairy farmers, not just in the United States, but around the world. Sometimes it's best to hear how that technology is actually being used on the farm, and that's where my friend Rena Johnson joins us now. She is one of the farmers that's engaged in using the technology that DeLaval generates. So tell me where the farm's at, Rena. How many cows you milk?
We're in Glade Spring, Virginia. It's in Southwest Virginia, and we milk 570 cows. My family's been in the dairy business since 1946. I'm the third generation there at the farm. My mom and dad are there with me. My brother-in-law is there too, and have 9 employees. Wow. So we've grown from about 30 cows when we first started to 570 today.
So people will say, okay, now what kind of technology? First, tell me why you started looking at technology as a way to keep the farm viable and growing.
Well, probably 10 years ago, we installed the AFI herd management system, and I held out for a long time on that. I thought, no, I want to go down. I need to be down in the barn looking at every cow every day, and that's the only way to be able to tell, how a cow's doing. And but we ended up getting it anyway, and I had to learn how to use it. But once I got it in, I thought, man, this is all right, because it just makes your time so much more valuable, and you can tell if a cow's going to have a problem a lot of times before it starts. And you can still spend all that time in the barn. I still do that, but just gives you so much more information. And then for the last 15 years, really, we have been throwing around the idea of a parlor. We knew we needed a parlor. Our old one we had been in for 30 years, and it was, spent a lot of money to keep it going. And so if I wanted to milk cows in my lifetime, we needed a new parlor. And so we knew we wanted a DeLaval barn because our service tech is a DeLaval dealer, and so we wanted him to be the one to work on it. So we toured a lot of different DeLaval barns, parallel barns, and then they were just happened to be coming out with the P500 right at that time, and asked us if we were interested in doing this, and everything sounded a lot better than the barn what we had looked at. All the concerns we had for those barns were kind of fixed with this P500, and so we were like, all right, so that's what we did, and now I'm using the Delpro system, and which is very comparable to AFI, and but it just tells you so many things that you wouldn't ordinarily know about a cow, and knowing her milk weight every day is just invaluable, because you can tell if a cow is starting to crash, or if she's not, a fresh cow is not taken off right. It's just and then all the metrics that you can tell in your parlor if your procedure is correct, and it's just really done a lot.
Well, and like you said, with 9 employees, you need that checks and balances there to make sure that you're watching the people and the cows. Now, tell me what was different about the P500 versus some of the other systems. What do you really like about it? Maybe, like you said, you saw a lot of barns, and when this came along, that was it.
Well, we really like the fact that the sequencing gates were up out of the floor, and they're not an obstruction for a person's arm to get hung in between a post, or the cows. When we bring the cows in the parlor, we lift the sequencing gates up so they have more room to move around. And I thought at first that wouldn't be a big deal, but now that we're doing that, I can really tell it makes a big difference for the cows, and it makes that exiting process so much smoother. And it's less noisy. My dad always complained about the Champion barn, that it was too noisy, but they fixed that. These cylinders, the way that the gates go up and down in this barn, it's very quiet. It's eerily quiet in there. So it's a really good environment for the cows and people. So that, and the individual gang release is really a big deal, because we can always have a full side of cows, and so you're not wasting time with the end of a group, 3 cows in there.
And that's what that's really what it's all about, folks. time is money in your business, just like it is in Rena's business, and that time you're spending with that software, with that data, is even more valuable today than, like she said, being out there with the cows sometimes. The P500, just one of the items that DeLaval developed on their own farm and now shares with dairy farmers like Rena Johnson around the world. And like she said, if she wanted to milk cows, something had to change, and it involved DeLaval technology. Come and find out more here at World Dairy Expo 2019. We're in the Expo Hall, booth 3011 through 3315. Rena Johnson's going to be around, as well as the rest of the DeLaval staff. We'd love to have you. And don't forget, we live milk when it comes to DeLaval. From World Dairy Expo with DeLaval, it's the fabulous Farm Babe Pam Yockey.